All right. Thanks everyone for stopping in Wednesday evening. Per usual, we have UCLA women's basketball media availability ahead of our final regular season game against USC on Friday. We have head coach Cori Close and student athletes Michaela, Onyenwere, and Lauryn Miller. Coach, if you have anything to say, opening statement, feel free. If not, okay, looks like not. We can just start it off with questions. Feel free to use the raise hand function. Haley, go ahead.
Hello. Just with this being the last game of the regular season, what kind of statement are you trying to make with this game for coach and players?
I'll just say I'm actually not trying to make one. I think it's reality is that the more we think about things that are out of our control, I mean, statement or not, or that's based a lot on what other people are going to receive. And, I don't have control over that, but I want us to respond and I want us to get better. And I want us to be incredibly focused and competitive. And I want us to honor our seniors. This is their last opportunity to play in Poly Pavilion. And, obviously Lauryn and Michaela, who are on this call, and Lindsay Cusaro. And I think that's really important to me, that given the difficult circumstances, that we honor them, that we give them a great, as much as we can, great opportunity to share in the memories that they've created there. But in terms of making a statement, I just want to get better and compete really hard and focused.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's really important to learn from what the last game taught us and just some of the things we needed to fix, but also, like mentioned, it is our last game in Poly, so just there's some nostalgic feelings in just that in general. And so just wanting to have a good senior season to kind of cap off just an amazing 4 years here.
Go to Dave, UCLA play-by-play.
Thanks, Ryan. I have a question for Lauryn and Michaela. You are both daughters of fathers who were elite athletes. How great has it been for you that your fathers know what it's taken, what kind of work you've had to put in during your journey to be elite athletes?
Yeah, honestly, I'm super proud to be Alvin Miller's daughter. It holds a lot of weight, at home especially. And yeah, it's been super, super fortunate just to have him throughout my journey, just in the lows of freshman year, of just when things feel hard, when I don't feel like a star anymore. Just to have someone who's been there, who's weathered through that. It just means everything. And he's so understanding of what that process looks like, from him being a star athlete, going through injury, turning around and being a coach himself. Like, he really has seen all of it. And so just the way he's challenged me, but at the same time has never wavered in his support of me. Whatever decision I wanted to make, whatever those hard days looked like, he was always in those trenches with me. And so, yeah, my dad is nothing short of amazing. And so everything that I've got to experience and grown into, I wouldn't have been half of without his influence.
I think it's been very impactful, just how important sport is for my dad. He came to America because of sport, and so it's been such a big part of his life and my life. And I just think he's one of my biggest fans and just somebody who's always going to support me. And so we've definitely bonded quite a bit through sport. And he's just like the first one to always send me texts after games, regardless if we win or lose. And so it's been really cool just to kind of bond with my dad through our love of different sports.
We go to Dennis.
This question is for Lauryn. Lauryn, what kind of season has this been for you?
This season has been, I feel like, as hard as people have talked about, which has made what we've done so much more rewarding, but I'm not going to paint it like it's just been some fairy tale of a senior year. Honestly, it's been hard. I was one of the ones who I wasn't sure if I wanted to come back. And there was conversations around, would I just go ahead and end my career back in St. Louis? But I'm super fortunate just to the time I got to spend with my teammates, with my coaches, has been that much more impactful this year, just to know basketball ends for me in a couple of weeks. And so, yeah, just the investment they've made in me. Yeah, nothing short of amazing in that way. And just definitely fortunate to have the people I have around me. Yeah.
More than a couple.
And the follow-up for Michaela, how important is it for the team to end the season on the right note going into the tournament?
I think it's super important. I mean, we are really expecting to make a deep run through the tournament, and I feel like I said, we want to always get better and learn from the last game. So if we're able to kind of go into USC and do what we need to do in order to win the game and just kind of propel us into postseason, that's going to be super important. Just because we talked about today, we only have 3 guaranteed games between tomorrow, the Pac-12 tournament, and then NCAA. So super, super important to just take every game super, super seriously and execute as we continue to keep moving forward.
Thank you.
Sue, go ahead.
Hey, ladies. So I guess let me just get this out there. Are either one of you coming back for a 5th year next year? Because technically you could. No.
I don't think so, but yeah.
You haven't quite decided yet.
Not like 100%, but.
Okay, just had to get that out there on the table. So, okay, so then, boy, it seems like a short time ago and a long time ago at the same time. Can you guys point to maybe 1 or 2 things that you learned over the last 4 years in your journey that you didn't count on learning? Because you both grown so much, but I want to hear it from you.
Well, first of all, Lauren's collecting herself.
I know, right? We have to give Lauryn a minute, because I'm sorry, you know, this senior weekend is always full of emotions on a normal year. I can't even imagine what it's like for you guys on this kind of year. So take all the time you want. I'm still always right here.
Your question is, what have we learned since we've been here?
Yeah, maybe like 1 or 2 things you've learned about yourself and ways you've grown that maybe you didn't even think you would.
I'm definitely I'm a different person than when I first stepped on the campus, 100%. And just from the way I handle situations to how I lead, to how I use my voice, I think that's just been such an imperative part of my journey here at UCLA. Like, I would not be doing half the things I do now when I was 17 entering college. And that's just goes to show just like the maturity, but also how I've had so many different people kind of come alongside me and help me grow into the woman that I wanted to be. And so, like I said, I'm really grateful for my experience here, because I would not be the person I am right now without just all the people, experiences, memories, teammates that I've come across.
Yeah, I think just to echo that, like just who I have become as like a woman, like in the basketball starting to peak right now, like that's exciting. But just for me to be able to like look in the mirror and see how like my thinking has changed, and just like I've grown into a lot that I just never fathomed like I'd become. And so that's been really exciting, and just like I can't praise enough just the mentoring I've got to experience from Coach Shannon, and just who she's called out in me, and just even just digging into my faith, and just the last couple of years, like I've got to see myself like blossom in a way I just didn't know I was capable of, and just yeah, I'm excited to see what's gonna come next. And so it's been cool just to have those conversations and get more comfortable with what I'm gonna walk into in the next chapter. But yeah, just so excited, just the woman I'm gradually becoming.
I'm excited to see what's coming next for both of y'all too. Coach Cori, every player that comes through your program leaves their own unique footprint on the program. What can you say about Mick and Lauryn? What kind of footprints have they left as Bruins in your program?
Well, I think you guys don't have enough time for that. You know, I think that honestly, you know, they're both so unique in their own ways. And, you know, I think that the way that they've grown as individuals, but also the way that they've led our collective growth, I think is remarkable. I think Michaela will leave a mark on, I think, 2 facets. The way she's, you know, led us in being an elite teammate and elite work ethic every single day for 4 years. Like, there's never been a day where she hasn't been a good teammate and hasn't worked really, really hard. The consistency of that, I think, is something we'll talk about for years to come. And I think that also just her discovery of using her voice. You know, I think for the first almost maybe 2.5 years, she was a pretty much lead by example on and off the court, Michaela was. And I think she has added to her example. What does it look like for her to use her voice in her unique way for the ways in which she wants to impact the world? And to watch that evolve has really been remarkable to watch. For Lauryn, I think that it's hard for me to answer this right off the top of my head because there's so many memories and things that are going through my head. But, I think Lauryn's willingness to be really mentored and taught. You can't be a good mentor if you don't have someone who wants to be mentored or be a good mentee. And what she just said about Shannon pouring into her life and calling what she's called out in her, that doesn't happen unless Lauryn wants it to be called out, that she wants to be led, that she wants to continue to grow from the inside out. And that's not easy. That's not easy for me as an adult, that you go, I want to be all of the young woman that I can be. And I think that is the way she has garnered those resources and really dove into those it takes courage to be vulnerable in those ways. And I think Lauryn has been someone that has showed immense courage to dive into some of those things. And I think really just, I think Lauryn's ability, she's sort of like, just like we call her the point forward on the floor. She facilitates so many things on the floor for us. She's actually the point forward off the court and sort of the mother hen of how she affects so many different people. Like her relationship with Natalie is different than her relationship with Michaela, and how she can learn to connect. And I mean, she planned Coach Shannon's entire, wedding reception thing or out of town guest thing at my house for 135 people. Literally, she did the whole thing, and she organized her teammates to choreograph a dance at Shannon's wedding, and she got all the people involved to come over and help and do these different things. So just like she facilitates and makes people better around her on the court, she actually does that as much or more off the court. And I would say several people on our team would say their experience would be so different if Lauryn Miller wasn't their teammate.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Awesome. We can go to John.
Yeah, well, my question doesn't seem as important anymore after that, but just kind of talk me through the balance of, USC's lost a few games in a row. You guys have the tournaments coming up next week. What's kind of the balance of, focusing on this game while also focusing on the trying to get ready for the tournaments, like trying to not make this like a trap game, I guess?
I don't think it is that hard, actually, because if we really want to be our best in the tournament, then we got to use this opportunity to compete and get better and to learn and to make adjustments and all of those things. So I actually think it's not that hard as long as we're choosing the right frame of mind. But USC is a completely different basketball team. Like literally, if you look at the minutes of who was playing when we played them the first time and the proportion of minutes that are playing in their last 5 games, I bet you it's 80% different. And so I think you almost got to go, this is a totally new team. And what is the game plan for this new team? Obviously, Peely's the one you talk about first, but she's not the only one. You got Jenkins and Shalexis Aaron and, so many people that are playing new roles. And, I just think that, they had a tough weekend last weekend, but if you look at how they're playing, and I just think Peely changes the whole dynamic. And so, it's a completely different basketball team, and we're going to have to almost treat it as such. But if, we don't have a lot of credibility, if you really want to be great in postseason, then you better want to improve and get ready this weekend. So if you want to have the best amount of confidence, momentum, competitive edge going into the weekend, then start your trajectory with Friday night, So I just think if you're elite for us is defined as being the best version of yourself, I think we all want to respond and bring the best version of ourselves this Friday.
Mm-hmm. And then a follow-up for the players. What do you remember from the last time you guys played USC? And then how difficult is it to prepare for them? Like with Cori said that they're kind of a different team since the last time you played them. So is there kind of difficulty in preparing for that, or what are you guys looking at scouting wise?
I wouldn't say it's difficult necessarily. Playing SC is always going to be, if nothing else, just an emotional game, just with the rivalry and how deep that runs. And then I think just being, like Coach Cori said, we're just aware they do have a lot of threats. Years prior, you focus thinking it's going to be A, B, and C doing something, and then someone else goes off. So they are a team they're so multifaceted. And so I think we do a good job to make sure that we take everybody that serious. Just as well as last weekend, you didn't expect some of us to have the scoring nights we did. So I think definitely in this conference, you have to respect everybody. And especially with this pandemic, records mean very little, just with so many different factors that have gone into who you've played, who you've lost. And there's just so much that goes into it. So you really can't look at things like that. And you just have to trust that you're going to put in the work and prepare like you're playing in the national championship come Friday.
I would agree. This is a different team. They have a few more players than they did last time we played them. So it'll definitely present a different challenge than probably the first time we played them. But like Lauryn said, it's not a team to be taken lightly. Every single game in the Pac-12 is going to be a battle, and we get a lot of people's best games, as we should. And so, yeah, I'm super excited to go out and compete and be better for Friday.
We go to Kahari.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to ask you about Lauryn just got emotional, and Coach, and can you elaborate? Do you get emotional as well? Like, is it a sad time for you to get your, when your seniors are leaving?
Oh yeah, I'm a sap. I used to be when I was younger. My nickname by my family was Stone Child, and so I feel like I'm making up for that now because now I just cry at a drop of a hat. So I'm just a softie. But I think that this year especially, I think Lauryn alluded to it, is that it's just been it's not been sunshine and roses. It's been hard, and it's been really, really difficult, and a lot of challenges and a lot of obstacles. But at the same time, there has been great purpose in conquering moments and in depth to the experience. And so when you experience things at a deeper level, when you get to the point where you're reflecting, it's emotional. Like you're going, dang, we've been through the trenches, and we've boy, wow, Lauryn has grown so much. And Michaela is just this incredible woman. Forget the player part. Like, these are two women right here that are ready for whatever their next steps are. And they've earned that. That's them. And so, yeah, it's definitely emotional. We love them as a whole staff. We love them very, very much. And I think it's like really, really, it's like your kids, going off and doing that. And so, yeah, I have no qualms in being emotional.
That's great. That's great. You got two seniors that's able to go through the trenches with you. Michaela, I saw your post. You said, it's senior day. Saying like you emotional as well. Can you elaborate what senior day means to you? I know you just said you don't know if you're coming, but we know you're gone. You know what I mean? Can you just elaborate?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a super emotional person. Like anybody who knows me, I'm not an emotional person. But I think definitely on senior day, there's gonna be a little maybe some tears flowing down my face. Maybe.
She said I'm about to just ball out.
No, seriously. Oops, sorry. No, but seriously, it is gonna be hard. I think just before the game, just kind of reflecting on some of the nostalgic moments, and obviously, like I've said it before, like I'm so glad I picked this place, and I'm so grateful that I was able to have the opportunities that I had here. And so, yeah, I think it'll be emotional, but that won't be until Friday. So I'm cool now. Like I'm good now.
Right, I get you. And Lauryn, like Coach, I just talked about your ability to care for people and being able to facilitate on and off the court. How's that going to help you prepare just for the outside of basketball, your next phase in life, whether it's basketball or anything else? How's that just going to be able to help you? And where did that come from?
I guess the last question is the easiest. I was definitely raised for sure in a family that just does whatever for the community. I had a lot of siblings that were adopted and just taken in when I was growing up. My parents literally have 2 toddlers right now that they've had for over a month just because a mom needed a break. And so I think that's just definitely been instilled in me. And so I think I've even reflected just in the last year of really kind of less like worried about paychecks and trying to worry more about like how to walk in my purpose and just be better in that way. And so I think I've really, everything that's happened has helped. Like I know I want to be in diversity work, and I specifically want to help Black youth, like I've mentioned before. But yeah, I just really want to make sure like I'm living on purpose, and I really do want to impact people in the best ways. And if basketball is the bridge for that, then that's phenomenal. But ultimately, I do want to get Black kids to know that there's so much that's out there for them that sometimes the world doesn't tell them that they're offered.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate you all.
We'll go back to Dennis.
Question is for Coach Close. Cori, how much do these young ladies have allowed you to grow as a coach and also as a person?
Well, I think that so much, and I think that they have, I think especially maybe this year in wrestling through what does it look like to love and lead them well in the midst of being a white leader, in the midst of, I think, being a very pivotal movement in our country in the areas of racial injustice and racial inequality. And I'm not going to candy coat it that I've gotten it right all the time. I haven't. And I think that their ability they've been great teachers in a lot of ways. And I say that a little hesitantly because it's not fair that they should have to be that. But I think the reality is that, I'm not going to ever fully understand. But I got to really educate myself, and I really got to have an open heart, and really need to do my own work, my own internal work, as well as external work to be able to lead in this time. I sort of think this is sort of such a time as this. I think we're going to be looking back on this year as such a pivotal time. And I really believe that Lauryn's and Michaela's generation is the ones to lead serious change. And I think some things the layers have been peeled back, and some things have been exposed that have existed for a really, really long time. It's just that people can't ignore them now for lots of different reasons. And I think they've taught me that I can't either. And that what that looks like. And I think I'm still really growing and learning from them. And I hope that doesn't stop when they graduate. I hope that they've just sort of unearthed in me a new place that I need to have a quest to grow and learn. And I think it starts with, I always am a big believer that whether it be basketball or life, that it has to happen in me before it has to happen through me. And I think that as a person or as a coach, it's the same. So I'm going to need to continue to have things happen in me so I can be a better leader through me.
All right. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Go back to John.
Yeah, just a quick thing. Someone mentioned the extra year of eligibility. Coach, do you think anyone on the team is going to use that extra year of eligibility, or do you have any updates on that front?
Yeah, we've really only dealt with it with the seniors and the freshmen. So everybody else, we're going to have conversations later on. You're going to all see this on Friday, on Friday, but we are going to honor Lindsay Casaro. But it really didn't have anything to do with her eligibility. I mean, she actually technically had 2 more years she could play if she wanted to, but she's given us 5 amazing years. And so we're going to honor her as a senior. Natalie Cho is the one that she has already unequivocally said, yes, she's using it. And obviously, and then Lauryn has been unequivocal that she's ready to make her next steps in life. And Michaela's got the freedom to make that decision when it's appropriate for her. And so the freshmen, we've also said, is like Emily, Dominique, Izzy, they're all going to be freshmen again next year. So, but everybody else in between, we've had 0 conversations about, and we're waiting till after the season to do so.
Mm-hmm. And then does that mean this is Lindsay's last home game then, if you're on her? Okay.
Correct.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Haley, go ahead.
Lauryn, you've been in double digits scoring for the last 2 games. Just what is clicking for you in terms of your scoring right now? I know you have an important role in the offense. So just what's clicking for you, and how have you been able to kind of enjoy that for yourself too?
Honestly, I'm still not sure. My parents asked the same thing. I have no idea what happened Friday and Sunday. It's very uncharacteristic for me. But I don't know. I think it's helped. Like my teammates, my coaches, everyone has been very consistent with, if people aren't going to guard me, let it fly. Let's see what happens. At least make defenses adjust. And so I think that's just what I did. And my teammates always have my back, whether it goes in or it doesn't. Like they just always have my back, whether it's on the boards, encouraging me. So I think their support is just huge. Like that's not really like something I tend to want to do. So to have them like in my ear, and even when I got hurt Friday, Michaela screaming at me like, "Shoot the free throw, like get your point, get your point." It's just stuff like that. Like, and they do bring so much joy to the moments and stuff like that. So yeah, it was just as nuts for me as it was for y'all.
Thanks.
All right, anything else in our final few minutes here? Any further questions? Oh, Kahari, go ahead.
I got one real quick. If anybody want to give me some, I'm going to Vegas to cover you all, so I'm gonna be out there. You know, I was just go out there for fun, but you know, it's now it's a business trip now. You know what I'm saying? So, if anybody got any just final words, are they excited about anything? You know, so I can put in my story before I take off.
I'll go real quick, and then Lauryn and Mick can say, but I'm really excited that you're going, Kahari, and I'm excited, honestly, for all of you that have covered us all year long. And I'm excited to tell they're going to have an epic story. I'm truly believing that for the postseason, and I'm excited that you're going to be there to see it and to cover it. And for them, excuse my dog barking, but just to be, I just think it's going to be a really exciting time. And, you guys have heard me say this a lot. Still, women are not covered the way that they should be. And without people like you all, it'd be even worse. And because of you guys, we're making steps in the right direction. We're moving the needle. It's never as fast as I'd like, but I realize that it wouldn't be where it is now without the commitment, enthusiasm, interest that you guys have. So I'm excited, Kahari, that you're going to be there, and I'm excited and grateful for all of you that you are helping us move the needle so that more and more people know about these women that are elite athletes and better people.
And just for the players, like I said previously, like I do believe women's basketball, women's sports is the new wave in the future. You know what I mean? Even though it should have been covered a lot, but now it's and how do y'all feel to be part of that movement? You know what I mean? Whereas just being an example of the future women basketball players coming up that started the way. Because you all made women's basketball exciting to watch. You know what I mean?
I think it's definitely super cool. I know growing up, like I've seen the transition of how women's sports have been treated, and obviously been playing basketball for a while. You see that kind of transition, and where people are wearing the WNBA hoodies, and people are in the WNBA, and people are really looking forward to March Madness, and really bummed out that we didn't get to have a tournament. Like this just shows how the game has grown and how many people are really, really watching it when it's put it in front of them. And there's always these hecklers that are saying like, oh, people don't watch women's basketball, but if you put it in front of people, then they will watch it. And we've seen that over the years. So it's definitely cool. I think that we have a lot more to improve on as far as just continuing to just grow the game. But I'm super proud of where it's come and where it's continue to go.
Let me just build on one thing you said that I think is really important. That's a fallacy that people don't watch it, and the numbers don't lie. When you look at the Pac-12 networks alone in the covering of women's basketball, they cover it better than any conference in the country by a long shot, by 50 games a year. And it's improved its viewership by almost 300%. That's incredible. And now they're able to make money by selling sponsorships for women's games, which never would have happened even 5 years ago. And so it's not just a charity case. We always say we're trying to move women's basketball from being a cause to a product. And it's happening because of women like these guys. Or I shouldn't say it like that, women like Lauryn and Michaela. And the numbers don't lie. It's happening. If you put the product out there and get enough eyeballs on it, it will turn dividends for sure.
Thank you, all. Thank you.
We go to Sue really quickly.
Yeah, just one last thing. I didn't have a question, but just Cori, for sure. I think when you've been in the game and watched the game for as long as you and I have, and you can appreciate the monumental changes. People love college basketball. It is the bomb. This is just always going to be my favorite, I think. But I just want to say to Mick and Lauryn, it seems like just a minute ago that we were in Kansas City and you guys lost to Mississippi State, and the seniors were trying to console you guys because you guys were so upset because you lost, and now you're turning around and you're being the seniors and you're leading the team. And so I just want to just give you guys some appreciation. This is a hell of a way to finish your college career, and just let you know that you guys have meant a lot to the fans. I hear from them all the time. And so, man, big ups to you for your strength. And don't think this is goodbye, Lauryn Miller. I'm going to be on you like white on rice. I need to know what you're about to do, girl. So I'll just say, see you later. And anyway, I just want to thank you guys for that, and just stay strong. It's going to be all right. Thank you for everything.
Thanks, Sue. Much appreciated. I think we can finish it up there. Thank you all again for stopping by and for being here for all of our sessions this regular season. I plan to have more of these as we progress through the postseason. Really awesome session tonight. Definitely one of the best of the year. This recording will be in the normal place. Feel free to use it. And let me know if you guys have any inquiries before Friday, and then we'll have more information as we move through the postseason for sure.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm feeling like the Brady Bunch right now. We'll see y'all later.
Hey, Ryan, stay on with me for a second after, okay?
Okay, I'll finish the recording. I'll call you.
Okay.
Thanks, Cori.
Have a great night, y'all.
All right, thank y'all. Have a good one. Bye.